She's appeared on Risk and on HBO and on PBS, and I'm so excited to have her here for the very first time. Please give it up for Cyndi Freeman.
So I'm 23 years old. It is 1987. And I have gotten myself a job as a Christmas elf. And I am so excited. I am Jewish, so it's not really about the Christmas thing. It's about the fact that I have an actual paid gig as a performer. Yeah! Ugh. And why this is so exceptionally sweet to me is that I just graduated from Emerson College, and the last thing that my drama teacher had done at the end of senior year was to pull me aside, take me out to lunch, and explain to me, I really don't think you have what it takes to make it in show business. In fact, I really think that you should just quit now and save yourself the heartache. This is my revenge. I say this over and over. Anyhow, but she said that, and 6 months later, I've got a paid performing gig as a Christmas elf. Yeah. Now, I'm making $20 an hour in 1987. And how this is even possible is that Boston has sort of a competition with New York. And I'm working for Filene's, which is the Crown department store of Boston, and they need to show Macy's every year. You think you know Christmas? Oh, no, we know Christmas. So money is not an object. And because of this, they've hired this innovative theater company, which has hired me, and they have hired the best Santa I have ever seen. His name is Sean. He's 6'4". He's an aging hippie and a Shakespearean actor with a booming voice, which is great for the ho, ho, ho. He's does a lot of weed, so he's always happy. And he's got his own real white hair and white beard. In fact, he looks so much like Santa Claus. He tells us on our day of training, yeah, kids, they mistake me as Santa when I'm on the subways with them in shorts in the summer. I'm just like, yeah, I'm on vacation. What do you want? But he takes his job really seriously, which is really awesome. His whole point is we are here to give happiness to children and give them memories that they're going to remember their first meeting with Santa all the way until they're senior citizens. So, you need to come up with a Christmas elf name and a Christmas elf history, and you are there to help me bring magic to children. And this is so awesome to me, first of all, because there is no magic at my theater school that I just left. It was just like, they believe that there was drama in drama. They believe that they used to say, if there's anything else in the world that you could do, do that. Because this is a career where you're not gonna eat. This is a career where you're gonna have to deal with the casting couch and all sorts of disappointments and unfair things. And if you weren't going to quit, they were going to make it rough on you. And they did this by, they were going to toughen you up. And they did it by screaming at us. Consistently, for 4 years, they screamed at us. And my favorite teacher, or least favorite, her catchphrase was, "Why are you even here?" So I've come out of that, and here I am, and we're going to give magic to children. This is awesome. Not only that, but it's like there's this point where I was always jealous over this Santa thing. Because us Jewish folks, we don't have Santa. We have Elijah. Which honestly I milked as a kid. I mean, honestly, what I did is I decided that Elijah, he was going to do basically what Santa does. He's going to visit every single home. And so I took it upon myself to welcome him a good 3 or 4 days before Passover. I'd open my door, I'd bring him in, I'd put out milk and cookies, and then I would guide the ghost of Elijah to my guest room. And then right before sunset on Passover, when my parents weren't looking, I'd open the door and wave him off. I actually did that. That's how much I wanted this magic. And here I am, I'm giving magic to children. This is going to be incredible. So our first day, we get out there, and it's the downtown crossing, cobblestone streets, money's not an object. We're in this horse-drawn sleigh. I have a costume, I look like Kermit the Frog. We are going along. It's like every child that ever existed is out there because it is Black Friday, and their parents, and they see us in the distance, and they just go, ah! We are rock stars. And then I start seeing CBS, NBC, ABC, all the local TV affiliates are filming us. And the paparazzi is flashing pictures, and I'm just thinking in the back of my head, my acting teacher, she's going to see me on the news and realize, I don't know, that I didn't quit or something. I don't know. But I'm there, and I'm excited, and the kids are excited, and we get on this platform, and the actual mayor of Boston, Mayor Flynn, comes over, and he hands Santa the keys of the city, and Santa says, ho, 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 and everyone goes, ah! And he says, thank you, Mayor, and in exchange, I want to give a gift to Boston, 100 doves of peace, at which point 2 animal handlers in lederhosen open a giant box and out spew 100 doves. Like they just spew. It's like fireworks, but alive. And they fly out and they start circling over the crowd, and like people are ducking and everyone's going, ooh. And when you think there's no more doves, there are more doves. They just keep coming. Then finally the last little dove goes up, and we kind of look down, and we see on the bottom about 20 or 30 crushed, bloody, dying, and dead doves. It is a holocaust of doves. I mean, there is blood. There's one where he's missing an eye, and the other eye is staring right at me as if, this is your fault. And the lid goes down, and we look up, and it's nothing but a sea of happy families. And Sean doesn't miss a beat. He goes, ho, ho, ho. And they all go, yeah. And he goes, meet me in Santa's Village in 30 minutes on the 5th floor. And we go in, and I'm like, what happened there? He's like, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. And we get into our dressing room, and like it seems that there's no one's there. And we're like, did you see it? And Lisa, the other elf, she looks like pale. And she's like, yeah. At which point the animal handlers, they're there. It's middle-aged, older couple come in. They're happy. And I'm like, oh, my God, I don't know if you noticed that you lost a bunch of your doves. And the woman says, oh, yeah, that happens all the time. And Sean just like rises like probably to 6'6", and he says, excuse me, are you saying that every time you pull this stunt, you lose 30 animals in your care? And she's like, well, you can't get that many doves in a box that small without losing a few. And then the husband says, what are you, a vegetarian? Did you eat turkey last night? Ha, you're a hypocrite, you're a bunch of... And then they're laughing at us, and we're pulled off to entertain children. And as we're going to the 5th floor in the elevator, I'm like, what did we just... And Sean's like, don't talk about it. Don't talk. And I'm like, okay. So we get out there, and like the one thing that my college did teach me is how not to cry when all you want to do is cry. Like that, I'm really good at that. So I'm there, and I'm not crying, and the kids are happy, and Sean's doing his job, and meanwhile, I just want to pull like these kids aside and say, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But I leave there, and I'm shell-shocked, and I get home, and I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm finally alone with my thoughts, and I just start weeping. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what my teachers meant by, show business is brutal and show business is hard. And I start even thinking, like, maybe my teacher was right, that I don't have what it takes, because frankly, I don't want to live in a world where this is okay. And maybe the moral high ground is to say I quit because I don't believe this is okay, and it's not all right for things to be this brutal. And the phone rings. It's Jeff, who's the owner of the company who hired us. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not used to anybody asking this question. My teachers at school certainly wouldn't have, so I'm just not sure how to react. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, because Sean came by and told us about the doves. And I'm like, yeah, it was gruesome. And he's like, well, he wrote a letter. I helped him. We'd like you to sign it if you want. I'm signing it. He signed it. We're calling Lisa after you. And he read it. And it's a letter that can only be written by somebody who does Shakespeare. And it starts with the beauty of the Christmas season. And the magic that we want to give to families and the memories that we try to create. And then he said, in stark contrast to that, was the brutality and that casual, like, just cruelty that we witnessed today. And I would like to hear from you that there is an apology that we had to see these images that will never get out of our head, and also an assurance that we will never harm animals again at your department store. And if you don't, myself and the 2 actresses playing the elves will have to resign for the Christmas season. Santa was threatening to quit. I said, yeah, put my name on that. And he said, are you okay? And I said, yeah. And he said, can you work tomorrow? I said, will you be there? He goes, I'll give you a big hug. I'm not used to hugs either. So I get to work the next day, and there are hugs. Everybody's hugging. Lisa's hugging, and Sean is hugging, and Jeff is hugging. And then they come in. It's the executive staff from Filings. Evidently, they got this letter real quick. And their spokesperson is this woman, and she's like a Barbie's mother, you know, silver long hair and a little pencil skirt, and she's just like the mascara starts going, I'm sorry. We're all sorry. We believe in magic. We do. And Sean gave her a hug. And it was a wonderful season. It actually was. They saved Christmas for everybody. And I remember distinctly that day, and I felt a lot better that day. A little girl, probably 7 years old, said to me, I don't know if I should be here. I'm Jewish. And I said, so am I. I said, my name is Sparkle Goldstein. You know, all the elves are Jewish. I mean, who else do you expect to work on Christmas Eve? I remember there was this one kid, it was a little boy, I think he was about 4, when Sean asked, what do you want for Christmas? The kid said, I want my grandma to be okay. And it was like, stop the presses, like get those parents in here. And we took like a 10 or 15 minute break where this kid got a mini therapy session from Sean, who also worked with the mentally handicapped and lived in their house with them on every other day. Like he knew how to like be a social worker. He was incredible. And it was magic, and I kept that job for 4 years. I know that the people from Filings did their job well. They came in, they apologized. With those tears, I think she meant it. But they saved their holiday season. But when it comes to my thoughts about being a performer and knowing if I had made the right choice, Sean, God bless, he passed away a few years ago. He really, Santa, saved my soul. Thank you.
Yum's the word